Hello everyone and welcome back to Alfonso's phone collection. This is my Nokia phone collection. I have 33 Nokia phones and I have them all arranged randomly. So let's get started because I have many of them. So first, this here is my Nokia 7110. The release of it is in 1999 and the status works, but some of the powers do not powers. Some of the buttons do not work and it doesn't have a battery in it. Next is the Nokia N80. This one here works, but the screen doesn't display anything, and the faceplate saying Nokia 110 was glued. Next is this Nokia 3310. This one here doesn't work. Status it doesn't work. The release here is on 2000. Release is 2000, and this one here was released in 2006. And this is here is on Optimus. And this I don't know the network it is on. Next is the Nokia 3650. This one that was released in 2002, and the status it works, but it doesn't have a battery in it. This is an unlocked phone. Next is the Nokia 2760. This was my first Nokia phone in the collection. Released in 2007. Was used to be my mother's network. I don't know, maybe on Vodafone. My mother used it to be on Vodafone. Status it works, but the battery doesn't work on it anymore. You guys may see my July 1st 2021 phone collection update. You guys may see this phone here turned on. Moving on, this is the Nokia C2. This one was this one here was released in 2007, and this one here was released in 2011. This one's here, it's on Vodafone and it works, just screen is broken and it doesn't have a battery in it. Here is the Nokia 1208. This one here is on Timin. Was also released in 2007 and it works fine but doesn't have a battery in it. Next is the Nokia 6610i. This one here was released in 2004. This one's on Vodafone and status cracked glass, no battery, and I don't know if it works. Yeah, the network is Vodafone and the network of this one is TMN. Next is the Nokia 1600. This one here was released in 2005 and the network is TMN and the status works but has dead pixels. But I think these are dead pixels here, these purple things. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next is the Nokia C101. This one here is in black. Released was 2010 and it works, just the screen is broken and it doesn't have a battery in it. If I remember correctly, I believe this was my last Nokia phone. I got it in 2021. Because the first April on this one in my phone collection update was in the 2022 January phone collection update. Next, this one I don't know the network. Here is the Nokia 7360. This was released in 2005. Network is unlocked and the status it works fine but doesn't have a battery in it, and the asterisk key here is missing but otherwise works. Some of the buttons are hard to work. Next is the Nokia 7070. This was released in 2007. Not 2007, was released in 2008. This here works. Just the screen just needs a new screen. Doesn't have a screen but works. The network is unlocked and it works. I think I already said that. Next is the Nokia 3210, released in 1999 and the network I don't know and it doesn't work. Next is the Nokia 6280, released was in 2005 and it works. Just the flex screen died and network is unlocked. Next is the Nokia 5530, released in 2009. Status works, but the touchscreen is broken because when I touch the screen it doesn't do nothing, and I don't know the network, and I'm also not bothering to test the SIM card because I know it is gonna be stuck there. Next is this Nokia 3410. This one was released in 2002 and the network is unlocked. And the status, it works fine, but there are some cracks in the faceplate and there's cracks on the glass, but it doesn't have a battery in it. Just these cracks are on the screen of the faceplate. It doesn't have a battery in it, but works. Next is the Nokia Engage KD. This one here works, was released in 2003. It works, but doesn't have a battery in it. The status works, but has no battery. Network is TMN, and I had to take off these white things on the faceplate because I didn't want that on it, because I don't want the cracks on the faceplate from that thing. Let me shut off this one. Next is this white Nokia C11, released was 2010. Network, I don't know. Well, this one here is on Timin, and this one here, the status, it doesn't work. It has cracks on the camera and on the screen. And I'm pretty sure that if this one works, the screen is gonna be broken. By the way, these devices here, except for the Nokia 3410 and Nokia 7110, didn't got updates. Yeah, these two as well got updates. That's one I got it to turn on again. These two I got a SIM card for them even though it isn't in them. And this one I got it to work again. Next is the another Nokia 3310. This was released in 2000 and the status works. And updates, I unlocked it, and network is optimized. I just unlocked it. It has a mouse SIM card on it. Next is this Nokia 1100, released 2003. I don't know the network, I don't know, and it works but doesn't have a battery in it. That is the status, works but has no battery. Next is the Nokia 5110, release was 1997. Status, I do tap up the power button here because it won't stay in, and the status, it works. I don't know how this one can work, but it is from 1997 and network is unlocked. Next is this Nokia 5800. This one here was released in 2008 and this is on Vodafone, and the network is on Vodafone. The release was 2008 and it does not work, has a busted screen. Next here is my Nokia Lumia 610. Release was 2012 and the release was 2012. It works. This is on Vodafone, you can see the logo right there. That works. Moving on, this here is my Nokia 3100. This was released in 2003. Network, I don't know, and status, it works, just needs a power button. I was able to use the battery from my Nokia 1600. It works. Next it says Nokia 1500. This here is on Vodafone, released 2008. This one got an update. I found out this one still works. So that's good news. Just the screen doesn't display anything. Next is this Nokia 1100. This was released in, yeah, this here is a Vodafone device. This one is my Nokia 1100. Released was 2003, and the network is TMN. This one works, has just a line here across the screen, and it doesn't have a battery. That is correct. This is has broken screen. Only the top part of here works, and this bottom here doesn't. Next is the Nokia 100 status. Released 2011. Network unlocked, and update status did work. Just better doesn't work on it anymore. Updates fixing it but failed. And updates, it still works. I found out that, so that's good news. But I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Next is this Nokia 1208. This was also released in 2007, and network is Vodafone. Status works, but it doesn't have a battery in it. Next is the Nokia 3410, the other one. This here was released in 2002, and the network is Optimus. The network is on Optimus. Status has a crack here, but works. It doesn't have a battery in it, and updates unlocked it along with my 3310 right here. Next is this Nokia 100. This one also did work. Was released in 2011. It networks Vodafone, and it did work. It just stopped working. Next is the Nokia 6020. This was released in 2004, and the network is TMN, and the status works, but doesn't have a battery in it. Next is the Nokia 1200. This here was released in 2007. Network is unlocked, and the status works, but doesn't have a battery in it. And last but not least is the Nokia 6080. This was released in 2006, and the network is TMN. This works but doesn't have a battery in it. Yeah, these three here, the 3100, 1600, and 60 have dead pixels on them, but they work. So now let me shutting off the working devices, just like I did on my 6280 for having battery low. The next update is Motorola. I'll be charging the Lumia 610, the 6280, and 5110. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and the next update is Motorola, which I have 8 Motorola devices. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for the Motorola phone collection update.